You guys kind of pioneered that whole scenario, and you know, for that. Are you a favor of getting away from the term diva and using women's as WWE is doing now, or what's your stance on the diva term?
Well, honest to God, I don't really watch the show that much, so I don't really know everything that's going on, but I do have it on tonight, and right now the girls are on. I honestly think they shouldn't get away from the diva thing completely, because I think there should be both. I think there should be women wrestlers and champions, and then there should be divas. I think there's a place on the roster for all of them. Do I think it's overkill with how many girls are there right now? I mean, I think 3 was a much better number than, 20 something that they've got right now. You know, I think it's a little bit overkill. I think it's
really?
I really think it's too much. I honestly do.
Why is that? Why do you think it's too much? Are you not a fan? I know you're a fan of wrestling, because you've been a fan of wrestling pretty much your entire life.
My entire life.
Yeah.
Right.
But are you not a big fan of women's wrestling?
Well, okay, that's a very difficult question to answer. Let me try to be as politically correct as I can. And you know me, I'm not the most politically correct person in the world. I'm the female Jim Cornette, so I have to word this correctly here.
Damn it, Kenny. And Sonny buried me on the Jim Johnson show. Son of a bitch.
Okay. Am I happy that more girls in the business that bust their ass are getting shots? Absolutely, I'm happy with that. Have I always been a fan of women's wrestling? No. And I'll tell you why. When there are some guys that can go out there and sell a drop kick like they're dead, but then these girls pop right back up from all these bigger moves, it just makes it a little unbelievable. You know, why should a frail girl, and I'm not saying they're all frail, but they're much smaller than men, how can they be more resilient to some big moves than some of these guys? So I think there's a lot lost in the psychology of wrestling because of that. I mean, they're doing, 18,000 moonsaults and moonsaults to the outside from the top and popping right back up from it, when guys are doing the same thing and selling it for 5 minutes. I just think it's a little, that's why I've never been a huge fan of women's wrestling. Is there a place for women in wrestling? Absolutely. But I don't know. I think something is missing in the psychology of women's wrestling. I really do.
Interesting point of view, and a welcome point of view.